I have a story to read to you by Zeke Kralin, Krahlin, titled "I'm Counting on His Hug." Zeke Kralin wrote, "He's never proposed hugging me before that magnanimous day when everyone was on the streets celebrating Biden's win. So I'm hoping that's a breakthrough which will inspire him not to give up the doggies to a questionable fate, one that will not require my constant begging him to do the right thing, including switching to a harness, though I will attempt to do that every chance I get. The problem is he rarely gives me that chance, so I'm counting on that hug, that it is a sign he will answer to his conscience on this matter." We had a nice discussion about various topics that day, and it went on for 20 minutes, which is rare, much to my chagrin. Obviously, he fears being criticized, so either departs quickly after dropping the dogs off, or abruptly shuts down my questions or appeals, which wouldn't be so bad if two sweet dogs weren't part of this potentially tragic scenario. We talked about politics. He asks why people here are waving gay flags if it's about a presidential election. I said, I don't know. You're right. It should be more about everyone. I told him it's very complicated, and he said he hasn't watched TV in years. And I said he could listen to the radio to get the news. Then he complimented me. I do listen to well-informed people like you to learn. Though actually he rarely does listen to me or even care to discuss politics, but I take his kind remark as a win. Maybe the demon of Michael Savage will eventually be exorcised from his psyche. We also talked about his dogs, what a soulful, sincere, kind, fluffy little quadruped Flaco is, and how she and Lucky watch over each other. It was a sunny, slightly breezy day with some warmth in the air, an incredible day, actually, what with Trump's downfall, Medi-Cal's letter that share of cost is no longer a thing, and our excellent conversation, plus a sincere hug from Zach, all on the same magical afternoon. Update. Doggies are back. Around 15 minutes ago, Zach and Canines showed up. They looked happy and healthy as usual, and really went nuts greeting me this time around, as if they don't already go nuts, but this was extra nutty. I presume because they knew they'd return to my cozy sanctuary and out of the cold for another good while, but most important of all, we're BFFs. Lucky even spotted me way across the street as I waited for the light to turn green. Halfway across, they both started barking, standing on their hind legs and waving their chubbly little paws with glee. Zach said he needs another break. If he doesn't return around midnight, he'll show up tomorrow. Who knows if that means in the morning or later in the day. He doesn't like to be tied down to a schedule, so I reassured him as usual that it's all good, they'll be perfectly safe with me. I also told him it's an honor. During this exchange, he dropped a large white plastic bag overstuffed with recyclable bottles and cans, and a small plastic water bottle had spilled out, which Lucky quickly grabbed between his teeth and started shaking his head back and forth with the ferocity of a victorious hunter, flung it about on the sidewalk several times, and snatched it back up to shake it again. The little growling sounds were priceless, but as we set off to cross the street, he dropped it. Maybe I should have taken it with us for a chew toy to bring home, but I didn't. Next time that happens, I will. Zach appeared calm and happy, and as me and doggies started to cross Market, he called to them, "I love you, behave yourselves, I'll be back soon." Flaco and Lucky gazed eagerly in his direction. They are so devoted. Then I said, "Come on." And they were off to the races, tugging at the leashes in frenzied anticipation of another fun visit with Uncle Zeke. A young Asian lady seated outside with a friend at the burger joint smiled brightly at the doggies pulling at the leash in their urgency to get inside. No one can resist their cuteness. So much fun once the gate closes and I release the hounds. Up the stairs they zip Flaco way ahead as Lucky hunts her down. Partway up the flight, Lucky didn't leap quite high enough and tumbled back down 3 steps, but quickly recouped, fleeing to the landing and beyond where I could no longer see him in hot pursuit of Flaco, but I could hear them quite well, their paws pattering up and down the hallways. When I finally got to the second floor myself, there they were zipping back and forth, tumbling over each other, yipping now and then, but not very loud. They really are quiet doggies for the most part. No barking, even when I leave them in my room to use the loo. Flaco likes to veer off into the small side hall by my room, where Lucky soon catches up and pounces. Then Flacco zips away again, up the hallway this time instead of down, where it turns left for about 20 feet. Sometimes they'll pause at my feet, in which case I urge them on. Go get him. And the chase continues for another minute or so, until Flacco decides it's time to enter my hovel and enjoy the luxury of the cozy bedding, the warmth, and the fine victuals. She's now in the habit of eagerly scratching at my door when she wants in. They patiently wait and look up at me with those loving dachshund eyes as I fumble with the keys, and voila, we're all inside. They either jump immediately upon the cot or stand by the sink for me to pour a bowl of water and set it down. Anyway, I tried the jackets on. A little difficult because they refused to stand up from where they had just laid down. Oh, come on, we just got indoors. We don't really want to go back outside again so soon. But I managed to slide the straps underneath them and attach the Velcro ends. Excellent fit. Then I let them be. They were so pleased for the break from the cold outdoors. And a half hour later, I decided to prepare them dinner, this time with a small handful of ground-up raw pumpkin seeds and some canned food that just arrived today from Amazon because the packet version was out of stock. Just to be sure they're hungry, I opened the can and held it to their noses. Yep, they started to drool and wag their curly tails, so I placed half a can in each bowl, added the pumpkin seed powder equally to each, plus 2 handsful of the kibble. They loved it. Both licked their plates clean. I had brought the 2 doggy jackets with me in my backpack when I stepped out to meet Zach, but decided to wait till he returns to pick them up. Hoping he'll be pleased, of course. The 2 harnesses are due to arrive this Sunday. I don't know if I can fit them under or over the jackets, if at all. Regardless, I hope Zach doesn't give me a hard time about it when I show up with the harnesses on them someday soon. Actually, I have 4 orange harnesses with a bell at the chest part that I put in storage from a bag of them he got at some SPCA gathering after everyone dispersed and left it behind. This was almost a year ago, before Flacco was even a thought. He tried the harness on Lucky, but he said he keeps slipping out of it, perhaps with the jacket on. The harness will stay put. We'll see. So I shot 4 brief videos of them play fighting on the bed after they ate. 2 are less than a minute, and 2 are less than 2 minutes. Didn't have time to point my LED gooseneck lamp in their direction as I wanted to capture the moment, but it's better in a way because their little pointy teeth flash bright white as they attack each other. The movies give you a better idea of just how beautiful and elegant they are than just snapshots. Flacco on the left, Lucky on the right.